go cruising through the park.
Hello, my name is Miss Kimmy, also known as Miss Dose of Growth, and welcome to NAM Events Presents Interview Session. Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to a gentleman. He's a great leader to life, a great father, great role model that is very well known in the entertainment industry and has certainly made a name for himself as a 3-time Emmy Award-winning producer and arranger. I'd like to welcome Mr. Bill Jolly. Welcome, Bill.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful and blessed. Great to be here with you.
All right. It's a pleasure to have you here at NAM Events Presents Interview Session. Again, thank you so much. I would like to take it back in time of your childhood life, if you don't mind, because it's always good to go back and reflect. And I want to talk to you about how was your childhood life connected to music and where you are today?
Wow, when I was a child, there were two things that really inspired me. Number one, it was the music of James Brown. I heard that beat, that Cold Sweat beat, and I said, oh, I had to have my parents get me a drum set and a Cold Sweat album. And I just played to that James Brown record as if I was the drummer for James Brown. That was my dream. And so that music really started me, and also the music of Motown. My father was a gospel singer. My mother was a country girl, so I had country, gospel. I mean, we were just really open-minded about music, and so music was really a big part as, when I was younger and growing up and influencing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, so you had James Brown, Cold Sweat, a little country music, gospel. Wow, you had it all.
Yeah. Listen, I loved it. We'd ride the back of my dad's Mustang and turn the music up, and Motown would come on, and oh God, yeah, it was, just the best time to grow up. And, musically, it's like many of my heroes were some of the same people I was listening to, as a kid.
Love it. So, and your mom, she engaged? Did anyone else in your family engage into the music? I just want to know. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, Mom, she was not musically inclined at all, but she was artistic. So I was an artist. I got that from my mom. My father, of course, was a gospel singer in the quartets. Pearly Gates of Chester was the name of their quartet. They were like little brothers of the Dixie Hummingbirds. And of course, my brother Brett, he was a piano player when we were very, very young, but turned into be one of the, most renowned bass players around the city now.
That's right. We got Bill Jolly and Brett Jolly. The Jolly brothers are ruling the tri-state area. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I want to talk about your website. For people watching that have not been on your website, I've been on your website, and I'm going to say, listen, go check out Bill Jolly's website, because it's got a lot of great video, a lot of great information. There's a great video on there that I want to talk about to share with the world, and it's about overcoming your fears. You decided to jump out of an airplane. You want to share with the world about facing your fears and what that came about? How was that experience?
Absolutely, but I'm going to go back a little bit, because the website itself was something that I was afraid to do a website. I had a person who was supposed to do the website who pulled out on me, and I taught myself how to do it. And that's pretty much been the story of my life for the most part. Everything that I wanted to do was because there was somebody who was supposed to do it who pulled out. When I was playing the drums, the piano player left, so I taught myself piano, and studio guy left, I got a recording studio, and all that, just on and on and on and on and on and on. So I've always been challenging myself to just go to the next level. So every year I go away in January and I say to myself, okay, what is it that I haven't done that I really want to try to do? And my biggest fear was jumping out of an airplane. That's the thing I was most scared of. And so last year I just said, this is it. I had tried 3 times before. It, didn't work for one reason or another. And this time I was just like, we're going for it. And I jumped. And that was it. I'm here talking to you, so it must have turned out okay.
Yes, I saw the video, and I want other people to watch this video of you actually out there just in the air. And I could see your face, and the gentleman behind you, he was like putting up the peace signs and everything. And I could see you. You're like, wait a minute.
Listen, he was trying to tell me smile and do this to the camera, and I'm like, no, face flapped and all kinds of stuff. It was, it was fun, but it was great to do that. And you know, I have my four biggest fears was jumping out of an airplane, sharks, scuba diving, and zip lining. So what I did was I zip lined over the world's longest zip line in Puerto Rico, and then I went scuba diving with sharks without a cage in Australia. And between that and that, I essentially overcame my four biggest fears.
I would have to agree with that. Now, and everybody's listening, they're going to go, wait a minute, you got airplanes, sharks, whew, zip lining. I better get on board.
Well, you know what? But the thing is that in many ways, what I want to say to people is like when you overcome your fears, it makes you feel in so many ways like there's nothing that you can't accomplish in life. And that's really what it is, because so many people have different fears, whether it's, you know, some people have always wanted to work on their first CD project, or some people have wanted to perform with a big orchestra, or whatever it might be that's in your life that you really want to do. It is really about overcoming the mental part of it and just saying, okay, you know what? Once I get past this, there's no more fear. Now, I would never do any of those again. I'm not gonna press my luck, but I can say that I did those things. And those are the things that keep me going and make me feel like, wow, you're progressing every year.
Yeah. See, that's why I said you're a great role model and a great leader to life. People need
Wow.
to take note of what you're saying. And it's beautiful. You got a bucket list, and then, you know, growing through life and facing your fears. This is something for everyone. Everyone can learn from this. And that's going to lead me into my next question with where we are today, dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. What has your life been like now, and what have you been doing? Because I know it's a lot of mental, you know, challenges for people of adjustment during this pandemic, or especially for musicians, people in the entertainment business. What have you been doing to keep yourself together and balanced that you would like to share with people?
Sure, that's a great question, and one I've been sharing with a lot of my friends, because a lot of people are really having a difficult time during this COVID period. But when everything pulled out around February, I had a pretty full schedule for the year, and in 2 days, my entire schedule went blank. It was nothing. There was nothing there, not only for me, but for many people. And so I took a minute, and I think I just mourned for about a week or two, because it's almost like when something's there and it just disappears, like it's almost like one of those magic tricks. It's like, wait a minute, it was right here. Where did it go? And then I had to do some psychological evaluation. I was like, why am I starting to feel the stress? And I realized part of it was because I was listening to too much negativity on TV. So I cut the news off. And then I went outside and I started working in my yard, just picking weeds and stuff. And I said, man, I feel great now. And so I realized part of it was just eliminating the stress that we feel. Because as creative people, what happens is we don't do well with being creative and dealing with stress. So once you eliminate the stress first, then it allowed me to be creative. And then I said, okay, the good thing about it is that during this pandemic, like I normally don't have a lot of time. It's like I have time to do plenty of things that I've always wanted to do. So let's do it now. So what I've done during the pandemic is I've written a Broadway play. I've recorded a small film over Zoom. I've directed a TV show. I've done a couple of commercials. I've worked on promo videos for other people. I've worked on music that people have sent me sheet music and done their projects that way. And I've been working on some major films too at the same time. And so that whole period of initially just getting back to yourself, making sure psychologically, mentally you're cool, and then getting back to your dreams first. And then that allows you to really kind of open everything else up. And that's really one of the major things for me that allowed me to get through that whole psychological piece.
It's a little warm in here, isn't it? It's extremely warm.
But you did find way to overcome any stress that you saw coming up in your life during COVID-19. And one of the great things that I love and you took advantage of was the technology with Zoom to still continue to create. And we all know that, you know, we've been in the house, but we've been able to utilize the computer to connect with each other, which is beautiful. And I love the video that you did with Yuki Washington, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, that was well, first of all, Yuki is a very talented guy, but he's a really good friend of mine also. And you know, he said, "Look, Bill, I want to get together to do something, basically to encourage people during this period of COVID." And we said, "Look, what song are we going to do?" I said, "Whatever you want to do, man, let's make it happen." And so we ended up coming up with "Bridge Over Troubled Waters," which is a song I love. And but it was Yuki's suggestion, so I said, "Look, that'd be great. Let's do it." But then we said we have to do it socially distant. So I said, "Okay, look." So he did all of his parts at the TV station. He sent them to me. I did my part, sent them to him at my studio, and we put this whole piece together. And it came out well, and it really inspired a lot of people. And
Love
I was it's one of our really coolest pieces. We've done some really cool pieces. We've done one piece we did with the Philadelphia Boys Choir reunion because he was a member of that as well. But this one was really cool because it really touched a lot of people and inspired a lot of people at a time where we really all we needed a shot in the arm.
That's right, definitely. And I'm going to say it again. Everyone should go to your website and check it out. It's a great video. I mean, it's just to see all the workers and the way you and Yuki work together in different locations, but to come together and bring the music and just to inspire people, to move people and help people remember, you know, about life and get going through that we can make it and keep the faith there. So I love it. And again,
Absolutely, thank you.
Bill, this is why you are so greatly admired by everyone and why you are blessed to encounter working, collaborating with many famous artists, musicians, by producing their music, shows, videos, just giving creative ideas, song recordings. Can you share with us a little bit of the artists that you have worked with? I mean, just maybe pick out one of your favorites because I know there's so many, and also let us know about some of your upcoming projects that you got in place.
Sure. Well, you know, I guess I better start from the very beginning. My first really big gig that kind of catapulted everything was with Grover Washington Jr., the saxophonist. I was with him for 10 years. I learned so much from Grover. Of course, there was a path to Grover, but getting to Grover was really major. I also went out a while with Teddy Pendergrass, you know, as his music director as well. They have, actually this month, there is a show called Unsung, where they interviewed me talking about Teddy and his life. Those were my two major gigs that I was doing for a consistent period of time. Since then, though, I've got a chance to work with a little bit of everybody. And this is really the cool thing about my gig is I never get bored because everything is so different. Currently, I'm the music director for the Marian Anderson Awards, which is another interesting story because I saw the Marian Anderson Awards one year in the newspaper, and I said, "Oh, I wish I could be the music director for the Marian Anderson Awards." And years later, I got the call and said, "Would you like to have this job?" I said, "Yes, I would." But the cool thing about that is you get to work with a very wide range of people. So I've done tributes to Berry Gordy. I've done tributes to Bon Jovi, Wynton Marsalis, Dionne Warwick, so many, Kool and the Gang, I just finished. So many different people, Gamble and Huff, Patti LaBelle, blah, 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 blah. And you get a chance to work with so many different people. I've worked with Lettucey and Kim Burrell and Layla Hathaway and everybody from Pink to Celine Dion to Michael Bublé to Usher to, I was a member of the Clinton inauguration choir that had everybody from Luther Vandross, Quincy Jones, Diana Ross. You could go on and on. I'm not one of those people who likes to name drop, but you have to.
It's
But
all good.
I've been very, very blessed to meet a lot of people and work with a lot of people who I've always admired. Stevie Wonder, I was just, to be able to meet with these people or to be on the same stage with them at the same time was really just like a dream come true in so many ways.
It's a blessing altogether, every moment. And it's a blessing for me because I'm getting to talk to you right now. So
Oh, you're so nice. Thank you.
I'm enjoying hearing about your life and just this interview session with you. And I want to let people know, or can you let people know where they can stay in touch with you on the various social media platforms?
Yes, absolutely. You can catch me. Best place to catch me is just search for Bill Jolly. You'll be able to catch me. But my website is probably the best way. Just go to BillJolly.com, but you can catch me on Facebook and all the normal places where you can catch people. You can find me.
All right. I love it. And I'm going to say it again, that everyone, you got to check out Bill Jolly's website and definitely search him on Facebook, all the various social media platforms. He's got a great website. You can see so many good videos of him. And he's such a humble person. And again, a great leader, role model for all of us to learn from. And Bill, I just want to say on behalf of NAM Events, thank you so much for sharing your time with me and doing this interview session. This is going to conclude the interview. My name is Miss Kimmy, and I just want to say to everyone, always inspire to take yourself higher, because that's a dose of growth.
Thank you, Miss Kimmy. Had a blast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Voices through time. Voices through time.